this is all just seems overly complicated. It's this big Alice in Wonderland situation. Look, how do the voters out there know that you're not just painting the roses red? Okay, how do they know that you're actually going to do something new by next fall, and that this isn't just a big delaying tactic to stall from the fact that there seems to be, in the perception of many voters on the right and the left, just endemic corruption? How do we know that in a year something new is going to happen, or this isn't just going to sort of go by the wayside when they're concerned about corruption?
Or rather, David Axelrod, the White House's chief advisor, the president's advisor, said in the talk shows, as you just heard in that report, that what the president promised is what he's delivering, that they're proposing something that adheres to the key principles that the president laid out in his 2008 campaign.
What David Axelrod said is equivalent to Barack Obama promising apple pie to the United States. He came back with cherry pie and said, look, I still brought you a pie, you should be happy. What Barack Obama promised when he was running for office
kind. Will he make trouble tonight?
I don't know if Bill Clinton's going to make trouble, but Bill Clinton's going to make sure his voice is heard. He's been very bitter about this campaign, and not to psychoanalyze him too much, but it's pretty clear to me and most other political observers that he's mad because Barack Obama has eclipsed his popularity. He's mad because Barack Obama has possibly taken a little bit of the shine off of his unofficial badge as the first black president. So in many respects, Bill Clinton might see tonight as an opportunity to redeem himself and to put the spotlight back on him before he and Hillary finally have to ride off into the sunset, where Obama tries to concentrate on the last 2 months.
Jason, unfortunately, we're getting a hard wrap. We're going to talk to you much more in the coming days, so you be good, and we'll check in with you later. Jason Johnson.
Yeah, behave yourself.
I'll see you guys
It's a
tomorrow.
Republican rally.
All right.
Have you talked to anybody there at the convention yet who's questioning this pick, and particularly in light of the recent developments, her daughter announcing that she's pregnant, 17-year-old daughter?
Well, I got a chance to speak to some of the Ohio delegation today, including Congresswoman Schmidt from the 2nd District. She says that Sarah Palin is outstanding. She said that up until last week, no one was calling for John McCain house signs, and now they're overflooded with calls. The state Republican Party in Ohio is flooded with calls now. People want information about Sarah Palin. They want road signs. They want house signs. They want bumper stickers. So maybe she is really doing something for the base. As the polls have shown, she's turned off independent voters, but she's rallied the hardcore Republican Party.
All right. Excellent work, Professor. We appreciate it. Jason Johnson, live for us in St. Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Here are the results. The results are the ruling party, the PAN, took a huge hit. They lost by about 9% of the vote, 35 to 26%. Now, what does that mean in Mexico, and what does that mean for the United States? Well, in Mexico, it means that the drug war, you can see right here, this is the cover of El Universal, one of the most important newspapers here in Mexico. The front story this morning on Election Day was sort of narco-insurgency in Mexico. Why the drug problem was so real, why the European Union is even involved, and the United States. The drug war is the baby of Felipe Calderón. He came into office saying he was going to improve the economy, he was going to stop the cartels. Court nomination is very important for a new president. It's the most intimate look we actually have into who they are. All the other nominations, there's a lot of politics involved. But this woman is an absolute centrist. The liberals aren't always happy with her. The Republicans and the conservatives aren't always happy with her. I mean, she was nominated by the first George Bush. She is right down the center on most major issues. So I think it shows us that Obama at least envisions himself as being a very centrist, very fair kind of president.
So if she is confirmed, though, what does that mean? He's probably going to have a...
You really can't. And if you look at past presidencies, the first 100 days of the Bush administration, we had a U.S. spy plane go down in China. The first 100 days of Reagan's presidency, he was shot and hostages were returned from Iran. And all of those things, they may have been interesting in the first 100 days, but they didn't tell us much about the next 8 years. And so right now, I think people are kind of jumping to conclusions if they think they can read all of Obama's
two
plans.
things. He said, look, we're going to improve coverage for people, and we're going to control costs. This will increase coverage. Almost everyone's going to end up being covered unless you're hiding in a tree somewhere. But the fact of the matter is, it's not going to do much about costs, and that's what's really bankrupting the country. That's what's hurting our economy. I haven't seen anything that convinces me that that problem has been solved, even if they're going to allow these sort of medical buying groups and buying across states. But again, he is banking the last year of his entire term on this, and he's hoping he can push it through and fix the problems later.
But is it really a win if he pushes through something that has changed so dramatically from what he started?
It's better to look like an incompetent bully than look like an ineffective bully. If you push through something that people don't like, but you're successful at pushing it through, they will forget that they don't like it. They'll be impressed at the show of strength. And if there's one thing Obama wants to show, it's that he can muscle his own party into accomplishing his policy initiatives.
Dr. Blitz, real quick.